Then we have experiment number 14. It's in a little test tube. This is a really skinny box compared to the other ones I've opened. Usually they are bigger. Yes, all the boxes are rectangular and square, but this one is like really thin. We have not had a box that's super thin like this, and this is day 14. I think this is the only box that is this thin in the advent calendar. I can't believe we are already on day 14, guys. Where'd it go? Right here. We're almost done with the advent calendar. And these days have been really fun. Doing these daily science experiments with you guys. So that box felt really light. You get a little crayon, wax crayon. Okay, do I have paper somewhere? If I had paper somewhere. This should work. I'm going to use the back of this. It's a to-do list. So it says, prepare a piece of white paper and a candle. I think they mean this thing. This is a colorless crayon. It's white. Prepare a piece of paper of white crayon and a candle. Write on white paper with a candle. What do I use on? Maybe I write it on the back. So I wrote it on the paper. You can't really see it because it's white. Now it says we're going to dip a brush into the pigment. The brush into the pigment. They did not supply a brush. And I might have to find a brush because I don't think I have one right here. Now it says, because we're going to want to grab a cup, and in that cup, we're going to want to put some pigment. So I think we're gonna want a brush. They don't specify to put water in here, but I am going to anyway. Not a lot, just a teeny bit of water. I'm gonna grab one of my other experiments because the other experiment should have a little pigment in it. Okay, yes. This, I grabbed day number 11 because it has some red pigment in it. I'm going to use that. There you go. grab a spoon, stir the pigment up with the spoon. It looks more red on camera, but it's actually like a really like nice pink, and you don't want it to be that like that pigmented. And then I have to find a paintbrush, but basically, just what we just did. But it said the experimental principle: the pigment is water soluble, and the candle is oily, and the two are incompletable. I know you have to. I know I have a paintbrush around here somewhere. I just can't find it. So yeah, I will have a part 2 to this video. But all we did, so this experiment was pretty easy, and I've actually seen this experiment done everywhere else as well. You can do this, but it's simpler. You can write on this paper, or you can write on any, make sure it's white paper, but I saw that if you write with a white crayon and then you go over it with a black crayon, you can reveal what you just wrote. That's one way of doing this same experiment. Or you can do it the way that they say in the instructions, which is this white crayon and some pigment and a paintbrush, and put some pigment into a glass, and then put the paintbrush into a glass, and have the paintbrush collect some of the pigment, and then write on the paper, and then it should reveal what you said. So there's actually 2 ways of doing this experiment, and this is one that you can do over and over and over again, even if you do not have pigment, because you can still do the same experiment with a black and a white crayon on paper. You just write what you want to on a piece of paper in a white crayon, and then you go over it with a black crayon, and then it will reveal your message. So you don't have to necessarily do it this way with the pigment, but you do have, in water, but you do have to do it this way with the white crayon and black crayon. But yes, there is another way of doing this than just this experiment. But yeah. So I knew it would not have a lot of stuff in there, partially because it's a small box and it sounded like legit nothing. So yeah. Again, they're not specified to add water, but I just did. And all that I'd find out was a paintbrush, so I can dip the paintbrush in here, and then draw on the paper, so that I can reveal what I wrote. So yeah, I think that's what I tried in this video. This is part 1. I'm also going to release a part 2 in a little while if I can find a paintbrush, so stay tuned for that.